So basically, we spoke about uh, stability, security, and then availability, and that's where we ended. We couldn't go anywhere further.
Yes, yesterday I was meditating, reflecting on that, what you have said, I think all the meanings, what you said, like at the end you are happy with, what is it, taking it for granted. But I think I said permanent and color, stability, these all words matches, it is actually not so much of different because this earth element makes you to feel that it is permanent, it is grounded, it is for sure. Other elements, like water, difference is other elements like water, um, air and all, we can see the changes. But here,
No way. No
no,
way. When you come to after you will come to see that.
water you can see it is disappearing, earth
No
element stays
way.
there. Eh?
No.
Yes, it is. There is some kind of movement, some kind of flow, and there is no color. Normally, water is, yeah, if you add color, it will be there, but normally what we see is as a water, it is no color. So,
Mhm.
this is most obvious element to see as permanent. The other elements, yeah, like this is what I was reflecting on, but I thought I'll share it with you, some sense.
Good. Nice. If you can think all the other elements are impermanent, we'll see it when it comes.
Okay.
That's the move that it should be permanent.
Yeah, all dhatus are permanent. Yeah, Ashwin.
Yeah, I was saying, at least the four dhatu we can see as a permanent. Akash, it's Anant, so it's okay. Let's come when it comes. Not
Yeah.
to get excited about that.
Okay, so taken for granted is another one, and then we ended our topic. So what today? We still have not started on what is Patvi. Actually, we have not started. I'm just asking you, what do you know about earth element? If you answer, then I can go faster. Otherwise, tomorrow also same.
It's just the qualities of the elements, aren't they?
What's that?
So you said the earth element is just the qualities of the earth element.
No, 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 no. When you see earth element, what do you feel? So I said stability. There's a Vijaya who's here. She said security, which is true. You know that you feel secure. See, let's say, May, you were in New Zealand, and when you go to the clinic and you find the land mass is gone, what would happen to you? You know it exists. So you are literally taken for granted because earth element gives you stability, security, it's available. On that only you can construct a house or office or whatever that is. And then you take it for granted. But there are many other things. So I'm trying to find out from people what they have seen in earth. All these four are true. And that's the reason we are very happy. Meaning we don't have to worry about, let's say somebody like, I'm flying to US next week, I'm done. So I leave Bangalore and Bangalore vanishes. And then I'm supposed to land in San Francisco and San Francisco vanishes. And then what will I do? And the plane vanishes. Just think, if that were to happen, what would be the state of your mind? You lose your family, you lose wherever you were going. Forget flying. I have come to the office today, and after this building, there is no Bangalore. Then what happens? There's no thing called as Bangalore. Then, so Because Bangalore is stable, Bangalore is certain, Bangalore is, let's say, available. So you can go from place A to place B because it's there. Otherwise, there's no way you can be relaxing. You will get worked up. Let's just take that. I just come out of this office and this whole building collapses without a trace. And then I see everything is smoldered into pieces and just particles, fine particles of dust. That's it. Then what happens? Can you even imagine that happening? You can't. So again, I repeat, we were talking from Puthajana perspective. So don't bring Buddha Dhamma into it and make it look like a fruit salad or something like that. No Buddha Dhamma. We're talking Puthajana. Take your son, daughter, friends, husband, wife, who are not on Dhamma, supposing, and how they would see it, or even how you see it, even though if you are on Buddha Dhamma. Are you worried once you leave your house that the house is not going to be there? Do you know your house doesn't exist when you leave that place? But you don't, because it's taken for granted. That's going to be there. I can go back home. And that's the reason we can drive, we can come to office, we can go back from office to home. Are we in any way worried about what might happen to my wife or children or whatever, property, cash, gold, all of that? We don't worry. So don't just, even if you are a Buddha Dhamma, you will be worried, terribly worried, if it were not to be stable. So earth is stable. So there is permanence. If somebody says that there is no permanence, I don't accept it because it's permanent. If somebody says no, it's impermanent and dukkha, suffering, where are you suffering? You're going home, right? Where is anybody suffering? I don't see any suffering. Yeah, you're taking some pain to go to back home. Yeah, in my case, I might have to take a metro. In somebody's case, they have to take a car, drive it. That's a pain you will take. But that's not suffering. Because you're going home anyway. What if there were no home? Then what happens? Would you be comfortable? Okay, coming back. Next one.
Prithvi, or this means all it's a bind and then it's again the get particle related or the separate.
No, don't go by Dhamma, Ashwin, please. I'm talking
No,
from
miss, I'm just Pruthakjan point of view means.
what? He doesn't do all these particles and all that, right? See,
No. I'm saying not particles. I'm saying if the sand, if it is binded in the rock and it is again the unbind, again it's bind or.
no,
That's the
Ashwin,
one.
tell me one thing. Ashwin, you came from Chennai to Bangalore. Were you worried that there's no Bangalore? Then just don't get into it. It just becomes, just see, are you really feeling that there's no Pathavi? None of us will have that. It is real. It is enjoyable.
Yes.
So basically you drove from Chennai to Bangalore. You could drive because there is road. It's made out of Patvi only. And you were able to go back to your home. So don't tell me, oh, you know what? Vilas, I don't know where my home is now because it's vanished. Even though with all the rains which happened in Chennai, did it go away? No. With all the rains in Bangalore, while you went away, it started raining crazy because of the cyclone. But it didn't wash out the entire Bangalore and nothing was there. Yes, Archana.
So, sir, in fact, there is such a strong feeling. Means when I go back home, on the way to home, see so many people on the station, in metro, it's full of people and everybody want to go home. So there is so strong feeling that there is a home and I have to go and it is going to be there. Very, very strong feeling.
Exactly.
Everybody.
Exactly. So, how can you then make that no, it is Patavi Dhatu has this and that and that. That's the reason Mula Paryaya Sutta will shake your foundation completely. That's the reason it's called Mula Paryaya. Paryaya means session. Mula means root, the first session, so to say.
Like, Vilasji, do you mean that everything that you see, like with color in any form, that is Patavi? So, I mean, it's all imprinted, like every memories of images of anything is Patavi, isn't it? Because it's
No, May, that is correct.
yeah.
May, do you have children?
Yes,
How?
they are Rupa.
No, because they appear.
Yeah.
They appear. They don't dissolve, right? They do. Can you dissolve them like you put a water and sugar and they just get dissolved?
No.
No. Do you have a husband?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a home?
Yes.
Okay. Does it get dissolved by any chance?
Hopefully not. No.
Up till now, it has not got dissolved,
No.
right? So then you go to the hospital where you work.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't feel insecure, right? There's no insecurity. Absolutely, you are reaching home. Whether you're driving in New Zealand, you are driving in India or in Burma or in US or wherever, it doesn't matter. You have a home. Period. Unless a person has dementia, and that's a separate story altogether. It's a medical condition. He can't remember his home, but the home has stayed. It stays for hundreds of years. Right? So, Leaning Tower of Pisa, been there for, let's say, 600, 500, or whatever number of years. And then the temples in India have been there for last 2000 years. Is there. If somebody were to say, you know what, Patavi is impermanent, then how did these buildings stay? They should have got pulverized by now. So there is stability. I know I am in extreme stability. I know that it's available. I know it is secure. And I could take it for granted. It's there. So whether I go to New Zealand or go to Australia or US or whatever that country is, it's there. By the time I apply for the visa and I get the visa and then the country is gone. Is it true? No. Once in a while we find some tsunamis coming and it takes out some land and goes away, some people dead, and then we forget all about it, and that's part of life, and we manage our life with all these constraints, and then we see some typhoons coming and some hurricanes and then some these kind of twisters or all that thing which comes, and then I said that's part of life. Even in Texas or in Oklahoma or somewhere where they have these huge twisters or these tornadoes. They take out the houses, but they can rebuild the house again. It didn't take the land with it. It just took houses with it. So I can construct the house. Yeah, there's a loss. There's a loss of $100 million or $200 million, but I can still construct back. You ask a person who has been in tornado, he fears for losing his property, but he doesn't fear of losing the land itself. Yeah, so it means land is there, right? It's available. Just think. What next? Accumulation, no, Shreyas. You also started going in the wrong direction of going to Dhamma and answering it. No.
No. So that's basically, so when things are accessible, right, and you feel it's safe and secure, you want more of that. So you start accumulating it one by one.
That greed will come later, my dear friend. Stick to the what we are trying to find out. What is Pathavi in terms of experience? I don't want some philosophical insight into Pathavi means this and that and all that. No. I need a perfect, proper answer.
Is it a permanent base available to us?
That's permanent only, right? I'm telling you, when did I say it's not permanent? Because stable. See, Shruti, you took so many exams. What if the college itself was not there? What if that by the time the person were to give the question paper, he became pulverized, it became like powder? What exam will you write? So it's there. Yeah, it might last 100 years, or 500 years, 1,000 years, 1 million years, but it's there, right? See, look it from that direction. Buddha might say it remains for 1 million years. Fair, it's there. So at least for 1 million years, I know it's stable. That's my experience. I'm not experiencing anicca at the end of it. Who cares? But it's there, right? Like in the tornado attack on Oklahoma, or in some county of Milwaukee. So that land is gone. Milwaukee remains. The board of Milwaukee might vanish and it's thrown out some 100 miles from that place, but the board lands there. It doesn't get pulverized. It doesn't get disappeared. So they find the board and they affix a new board, say Milwaukee. Let's say tsunami, Japan or Indonesia. Yeah, it took so much of people, so much of land, and when the water receded, they could still find the land. Some buildings went away, so they reconstructed it. Oh, done. Yes, Shruti, it is permanent, 100% permanent. Even for a Sotapanna, it is like that, and hence Buddha puts as a trainee. You ask any Sotapanna, don't you have a wife? He will say yes. Don't you have a husband? He says yes. He's a Sotapanna, by the way. So Kalpana, that's not a right answer. Whatever it's there for everyone. Only Arhat can make that distinction. And none of us are Arhat. I mean, including me. So don't think that I've already reached everywhere now. What next? Okay, if you don't know the answer, I'll give you the answer. Satisfaction. Okay, you feel satisfied. You feel greedy or not is secondary issue. The satisfaction, the source of satisfaction is availability, and you can take things for granted. So when you can take things for granted, you feel satisfied that you don't have to worry about it. See, even after COVID-19, people were able to resume back to work, were able to resume back to office because office existed. It didn't fly away along with COVID. So they were able to go, they were able to wear the mask. So mask is made out of solid. It didn't do anything, so it was there on their nose. It did just fly away or went into vacuum or went into black hole. No, they were able to wear the mask, go to office, they were able to work, their computers were there, their workstations were there in the way it was, the servers, the machines, internet, while COVID-19 was there. So we were working at home on the job. If the servers were to go off, what happens? All the data is gone. But it didn't happen. We all started new way of working, which is called work from home. So initially work from home as a concept didn't take off. But after COVID, they understood that you can work any way you want. Yes, Ashwin.
But the satisfaction, why it is linked to only Prithvi? It can be linked to any dhatu, means even the water also satisfaction.
Wait, sir, we are yet to come to that dhatu. Yes, it is satisfying in Apo, it's satisfying in Tejo, it's satisfying in Vayu, satisfying in everything. If you don't have that, you are the most dissatisfied person.
So, means dhatu is a rigidity, what we said, or the strongness, and then it gives satisfaction or happiness with respect to that.
Means you open this topic, take this example of breathing. If you don't have oxygen, what happens? You are satisfied because you are able to have oxygen. Like in the case of Beijing, in the case of Delhi, they have a polluted environment, so they had to go and have some oxygen. Right? So the satisfaction is there when you have pure air, water, soil, like that. Right? If you can till the land, and the land is there, so you can till the land, and then the crops will come. So all those give you security, stability, availability, and you can take it for granted, and hence you feel satisfied because you don't have to worry about not being available, not being secure, not being stable. The same thing holds good for other elements. I'm not saying that doesn't hold good for other elements. It does, but there will be something different in each one of them.
So only ownership is giving the satisfaction, exactly, because you own, that's the satisfaction. Otherwise, there is no satisfaction.
Exactly. So the reason why you can own is because it's available, right?
Yeah, and it can give jealousy also if you are not owning and if somebody owning, it's a
But that's a separate issue. Not having and all that is a separate issue. Let's not get on the other side of the event and say that it brings in jealousy, it brings in pride, it brings in let us say comparison, it brings in, then it ends up in dissatisfaction because somebody has more and I don't have more and all of that. That will bring dvesha and raga and all that. So we are coming into a different thing altogether. I am talking from an element point of view. Because he starts with element. He says Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Bhuta, Deva, Prajapati, Brahma, like that. So we are going to go each one of them from Puttujana perspective. So there's still a long way to go. We have to cover 24. Like I said in the beginning, I won't be surprised. Even if I come back from US, we wouldn't have completed Puttujana at the pace we are going, which is good. If you read Mool Paryaya Sutta, 20 minutes, done. And you will not read each one of those. You say it's all almost the same. So Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Bhuta, Deva, blah, 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 blah. I understood Puttujana. Then, okay, let's take this person called as Sekha. Okay, understood. Okay, then, as though I'm an Arhat, I understood. And then I read Tathagata section also. Okay, what's there in that sutta? It's a most delicate sutta. It talks about entire Dhamma. You don't have to go through any other sutta if you could understand this. One sutta from Puttujana to Tathagata. And by deliberately, I did not cover Tathagata because it makes no sense. First, we need to know all of this and then we can see what Tathagata can see. Yeah, it looks like even below Puttujana because we are talking some theoretical or some whatever we have understood in Buddha Dhamma, we are trying to blabber, bring it there. And trying to force fit it. Okay, I think, So at least I think.
Hopefully we'll be delighted at the end of the discourse.
No, you will be dissatisfied like others. So don't worry. We'll take you there. So because Buddha would have asked like this, and hence people were so like that. Okay. So first one is stable. Second one, secure. Third one, available. Fourth one, you can permanent it, make it permanent, is taken for granted. It's permanent. And the fifth one, you get satisfaction. Sixth one, like what Shreya said, accumulation. Now you can accumulate it, make it as yours. Then the seventh one is delight. Eighth one, pride. Ninth one, possession. 10th one, celebration. So this is the 10 things. Because you guys are not going to answer anyway. Then whole of this time I'll be sitting like this. I feel okay, something will come, something will come. Okay, so you accumulate because you have it, you're satisfied. The fear is losing it. So you accumulate because you don't want to lose it. You celebrate because it's something you have possessed it. Because you made it as mine. Ownership. You can own it. So there's celebration. So we celebrate because we know it's available. Like, somebody celebrates first year birthday. Will anybody think that he's going towards death? No. I can say theoretically, yeah, you're going towards that. I also know it's not true. Because I know I'm young. I can't die. Only old people will die. That's how it is seen. Why? Because the body changes, we can see and say that he's young and this is old and he can't even walk, he can't stand, he can't sit, and he is doing feces, urine in his underwear, can't even get to the washroom, he needs some wash, all of that. So that's the reason I know, that's when I die. Now I can walk, now I can do 100 different things, I can drive car, I can go on vacation, I can do this, do that. So there's permanency. It's deep within us, not just like that. It's there. So this is the 10 things about Patvi. Yes, Sarif. Delighting, yes. You consider valuable and hence you delight in it. Nandi, delighting. Yes, because you can make it yours. So, Manyana, now I'm coming to the keyword, Manyana, includes all of these 10. So you consider, now I take it, basically, because it exists, it's there, it's given, it's known, it's understood, it's experienced. So, Manyana. That's what Buddha is saying in that sutta. You have a Manyana, Manyati. If these 10 are not there, you can't have Manyana. You can't consider. Any questions? All good? So, how does a person deal? Patavim patavito sanjanati. Patavim, patavito makes it, and sanjanati, he perceives. Of these 10, then he says that patavim patavito sannitva patavim manyati. So let's take an example. I see a land, empty field. It's good for construction. It's good for farming. So I now have a perception. Patavim patavito sanjanati. This patavi is going to bring me delight. This patavi is going to be stable. This patavi is going to be secure. My life is secured with this patavi. Okay. So what does he do? Patavim patavito sannitva patavim manyati. Now he considers, he agrees, he makes a note. That is indeed the one I wanted. So he has to buy the land. So what does he do? He'll buy it if somebody has procured it already, or if the land is not procured, then he goes to the government or to the agency, pays them money to make his mind. It stays. You see this fun? He's bought it. It stays. Like the land what we have bought, Bobby and Eriu. It just think it's there. It's going to be there forever. Till our lifetime, it's going to be there. Whether we construct a building or not, that land is going to be there. Safe and secure. See, just imagine, I call everyone for a meditation retreat and the land disappears. How it would be? You're almost, entering into that place and that land flies and disappears. And you go behind it, hey, land, please come, please come. Does it happen? No. You might see somebody else constructing on that land where you can put a case against him, but the land is not gone. There's a dispute on the land, but the land by itself will not go. Because the sunny perception is that it will never go. It's stuck to the ground, it's stable. So he has a manyana. Another way to put is me thinking. I think it is mine already when I see it. So I consider this piece of the land as mine. In the same way, I consider the piece of another thing which is called as a person as mine, because that person also is not dying. His or she is stable. I can call every day and I see that person. Yeah, some decay is there. That's natural progression. But I can meet, I can talk, I can walk, I can hold hands, I can be with the company, I can marry, I can have children. Because it's Patavi. That's not going to change. Just imagine Luke has a small child called, Aryu has a small child called Luke, and he suddenly becomes powder. Then they have to put water and then it solidifies. How dangerous it would be for Aryu. He doesn't know where Luke went now. Luke is there, like Bobby's two daughters. They come back home, wherever they have gone, doesn't matter. And Bobby's wife, Marin, she has gone to work. She'll come back. Like same with all of us. So do you guess that will they come back or will they not come back? If they are dead, the body at least comes back. You see this fun? You want to see the body once. You want to see the person. So you bring the body back. You're not going to throw it away. Because that is manyana. You consider. (9:10) now. So by the time I finish this much, it will be 9:30 and then tomorrow. Okay, so Patavi manyati. Pataviya manyati. Now he keeps on doing a proliferation. Because I have this, it will make me prosperous. For sure. Pathavi me iti manyati. Meti means making it as yours. Patavim me iti manyati, patavim abhinandati. So now he is doing abhinandana, which means feeling glad. At last I made a property in Bangalore. Yeah. At last I get married. Yeah. At last I have a child. Yeah. At last I'm a father. At last I'm a mother. At last I got a job. Why? Gives you stability. No job, no stable. No food, no stability. No water, no stability. Like that. Each one has the same thing. But yet, there are some subtle differences when we go to the next element, but then basically, it keeps your life stable. So you do the abhinandana because it makes you feel enjoyable, delighting. So these 10 things have to be there. So sannitva means having perceived. Mannitva means having considered. Manyati means thoughtful consideration. It's going to be there. Like this computer is going to be there. Tomorrow I'm carrying this computer back to the office. I'm keeping this computer back at home. Right? It's not going to become dust. Even though we might say at some point in time it will turn dust. Okay. At that time we'll see. Yes, sir. Absolutely. An empty palace appears. That means it's made of something patavi, right? Empty mansion appears, or vimana, basically, flight. Like Sakka, the king of the Devas, he has done a Vajanti palace, which is huge. And all his nymphs, celestial nymphs, if they were to pulverize, gone out of existence, how it would be. Yes. That is a separate issue altogether. Whenever they are there, you will also disappear one day, I will also disappear one day, Bobby also disappears one day, but that one day is not today, right? Isn't you making your life stable? You have your manager, you have to do some work and you have to code, you have to test, you have to deploy, you have to do this, that, getting your salary and etc. That's stability. See, forget all of that. I'm coming on 22nd. What's the guarantee 22nd is there? No, it's there. It's there. 22nd of December is there. Do you feel, oh, December will not be there? No, December is going to be there. Do you have any doubt there won't be any sunrise tomorrow? No, there is sunrise. Only thing is the sunrise might be late by few minutes or early by few minutes. But sunrise is going to be there. Isn't that making you stable? And why that? Weather.com, or all our Apple phones, and then the Android phones, they have weather. How they can predict weather if everything were to be floating everywhere and disappearing? What will you predict? How can you predict a rainfall? How can you predict a hurricane? How can you predict a tornado? Because something is stable, and hence you can predict. So there is manyana. Go ahead. All the elements. Good question. But perception of time and space is on all the elements and all the beings. Go ahead. You don't have to be so scared to say I want to talk. Go ahead. Wait. We are in Tuttujana, sir. You have crossed your boundary into something else. No Buddha Dhamma. Sorry. Is the shape more important or the stability more important? You tell me. You can, if there is a stability, you can create any shapes you want. See, tell me one thing, Aryu. You have your house. Was the house already there or it was constructed? How did you construct? You constructed on a vacant land. Meaning whoever constructed. Right? So you got timber. That was not in any shape. You created shape. If the timber itself were not there, then what they would have constructed on? Nothing. Yes. What shape land has? Sir, you are going too far away from things. You are creating shape in your mind, but it is available and hence you can measure it, right? Shapes are formations. You can form whatever you want in your mind, but if it is not available, where will you make it? Just like in one sutta, Buddha asked his bhikkhus, can you write on sky? Is it Nidassana? And Bhikkhu says no, it's Anidassana. That means you can't illustrate. On Patavi you can illustrate because it stays. On Apo you can't illustrate. It erases out. I'm not talking about a shape at all. First it has to exist, right? But why are you bringing shape there? How is shape important there? No, I'm not. Do you find anywhere in there? Patavi Manyata, he saw talking, or he's saying Sanjana, it is there. He considers and he has a perception. It's all about Manyana, considering it to be there. It's there. That's it. What you do with that, you can create a shape, you can create a, like somebody talked about coloring and all that. Yeah, you can do all that because it's there. First, is it there or not there? And the answer is it's there. Is it stable or is it unstable? It's stable. It stays. Is it secure or is it insecure? It is secure. What you do with that is you can create shapes. Yes, agree. Now you can give attributes to that, whatever is there. I'll construct it this way, I'll design this way, or I'll take like the Apple phones or Android phones or whatever. This is made out of the solid object. You've given shape to that. But the shape was there in the mind. That shape was not there in that land, in that mud. Mud doesn't have any shape. You can consider a shape. You say, you see a mountain, you say, it's a round mountain. It's that you have created it. But the mountain didn't come and tell you, I'm round. Yes. 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 Yes, absolutely. Because where will you create shape? In your mind, obviously. Where else? See, if I see someone and make him, he's thin, I've created a shape in my mind as measurement. That's what Buddha says, Vinyanam, Anidasanam, Anantam, Sabbato, Pabam. And then he says, the next line, what does he say? Thula, Rasa, like that. So you now categorize it. Once you have something, then only you categorize. If you don't have the very thing, what will you categorize? Yes, Shreyas.
So, two questions. So, the tangibility factor is provided by the Patri Dhatu, right? So, that is what makes the Manyana even possible in the first place. If
Yes,
that foothold was not provided, there was nothing to be considered at all in the first place, right?
correct. See, here the fun part. Taking the shape, agreed, you can do something about it. Now, let's take for example that Shreyas takes a flight to Chicago. Chicago should exist, right? That land should exist. It can be in any particular shape, that's okay, but Chicago should exist, or that strip of land where the plane can land should exist. Yes, it has been shaped, agreed, but the number one, that land has to be there. We are talking about that. Is it true that it's existing or not? And the answer is yes, it's existing. And hence you can take a flight from, you took a flight from San Francisco and you landed in San Diego because it exists. And from San Diego you came back to San Francisco. You didn't guess, oh, wait a second, San Diego, which shape is it in? Is it in trapezium? Is it in triangle? Is it in rectangle? Is it in square? Is it octagonal? No. You can create shapes, yes. Again, you are moving into the non-domain area. I'm telling you again and again, if you keep on doing this, you will not learn, are you? Why are you again and again going to Buddha Dhamma? Stick to Puttujana. Or do you want me to cover the Arya itself and leave this Puttujana thing? There's a reason why Buddha has made that Puttujana thing, right? Why don't we stick to the subject? Why are you bringing Chulishunyata Sutta or any other sutta which talks about how to eliminate it? I know, but it's not a fundamental quality, so I'm just giving you various examples. But don't go into Shunyata because you're going to confuse yourself, meaning you're going to create a blockage. if a Puttujana, we need to understand how I as a Puttujana is going to be. When we come to Sekka, we don't have to go to Puttujana now. Being a Puttujana is not something wrong, Ariu. So let's shy away from that. Let's not make it look, some crazy thing called Puttujana. I am already in this category. No, let's understand. Don't go outside domain. Whatever you want to talk within the domain. Sorry, I've been slightly harsh at you, but makes some sense for us to go somewhere, detour and all that, and then again force ourselves to come back. Let's stick to the sharpening the saw.
Actually, when I was reading the suttas, Vilas just said, I thought it's very simple. And when he was getting so detailed, I think Bhikkhu Bodhi said somewhere that, this is the sutta we have to study when after learning all the other suttas, it seems. So I didn't quite understand. And this is the opportunity to know what is Puthujana, because we have a feeling that after learning all these suttas, we understood something. So, yeah.
Yeah. So we need to know who is Puthujana. That's the reason you will get compassion later. That Karuna Bhava will start because you see, oh my God, I was like this. First, you will get to see you were like that. Not some idiot is like that. That is arrogance. I myself was like that. Now I see the problem. Oh shit. If not for Buddha, I wouldn't be like this. So let me be very compassionate to this individual because he is like me. Doesn't know the reality. Yes. Yeah, it is in a less quantity, but definitely the childlike is there. See, Ariu, just see this. You bought Madhusudan with a toy. He's flying all the time. Just imagine a case that airports don't even exist. On what is he flying? And that computer itself is not there. So it's there every day when he starts, like this computer, office computer, I press power and we are on camera. It's working, camera is working. And all of you join through Google Meet. That means the server which is serving Google Meet is working, is stable, it's secure. See, the data is secured or not. We have encrypted, we've done this, we've done that. Okay, so it's there. Yes.
Yeah, I think you're telling a very important lesson that we need to ourselves play the devil's advocate against ourselves to test our Dhamma. Otherwise, we're just bringing concepts. If we cannot argue against ourselves as a Puthujana, that means we haven't developed.
Not at all. We're just imagining that I know how much Dhamma I know. One gunshot and gone. Okay, anybody can punch us. It should be like this. Because first we need to know, I was like this. That makes sense. Now I am not like that. Okay, fine, agree. but how I was. See, the time I spent in America, I can vividly remember. Okay, from Montana to Atlanta to this place, let's say Florida to Miami to New York to Philadelphia, okay, and then Midwest, Chicago, Texas, okay, Dallas, Fort Worth, and like that, okay, and Indianapolis, Carmel, Kentucky. I can keep on saying names. They exist even today. It will be my 30th year of separation from America. Wouldn't I be able to go to these places? I could. Nevada, I could go. Utah, I could go. If I want to go to Grand Canyon, I can go. It's been existing for long years. Yosemite, it's been there from what age? If we both were to go to Yosemite, it's there. It's been there from the Paleolithic era, let's say. Yosemite is there. So, just understand this. So when I'm putting across an itinerary of where all the places I'm going to visit, it's there. Yeah, right? So you just went to your friend's home in San Diego. And why would you go if they were not there? So we need to see deep within our hearts, we have a substance. It's there. Through Buddha Dhamma, we are trying to see the truth of it. It's there, but you can't take it for granted. That's the thing. The only thing I have not seen, Rio, is California. This is the first time I'm appearing in California. I gone to Seattle, Washington, okay, but not come to California side. So this is my first hand experience of America as a West Coast person. But West Coast I've seen. Washington State, that's full of mountains. And my dear place, Colorado, seen there. Denver. Even today, if I were to land in Denver, isn't it going to be there? Reserved for this day, yes. So the basic thing is, it's there. So 6, the first time I landed in Denver. If we were to land in Denver in 2024, don't tell me that Denver is not there. Maybe the airport has changed. The Denver International Airport, like what you showed some, I think a year back or 6 months back, you asked me, can you guess this airport? And I didn't know because Denver Airport was something different and now this is looking different. But earth element is earth element, right? So the flooring can be changed, but the floor is there. The escalators would have changed and then it's still there. And then you would have the baggage, those things which is going in circle. They would have changed it. Yes, absolutely agreeable. The trolleys would have changed. But when the plane lands in Denver International Airport, it's there. I don't have to guess that I need to land in Denver. And once I come out of the flight, it's Denver. And I get that view of Rocky Mountain High. I love Colorado. So I put a cap of Colorado. And the people in Colorado would love me because I'm a fan of Colorado. Right? Is there, correct? Am I not a Puthujan at that point in time, no matter how much Buddha Dhamma I've learned? Just see this. I go to a baseball game, right? I wear a baseball cap, cheer for the team, Colorado, and against, let's say, Los Angeles. I'm enjoying the game. So I and your son were to sit together and we would enjoy every hit, what is being done by the players. So it's there. And the music in that stadium, it's good. And then we finish the game and we come back and we talk about all about it. And then I go to a sports store and then I buy some t-shirts and caps and bats and all those ball and other things. And then do I really feel it's not real? Just look at it. Correct? That's the difference. Anyway, let's cut out for today, and tomorrow we will see even more on Puthujana on Patavi. Okay. All right. Good day, good night, and good afternoon.